Hello, y'all. This is Prime 3285, and I just want to talk about my experiences like years ago, which bring back memories. I want to talk about the arcades, which that's something I just really miss to this very day, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other fans that love video games, a lot of hardcore gamers out there really miss going to the arcade back in the day and playing games like Street Fighter 2, the X-Men arcade game, even racing games like Turbo, Outrun Turbo, because you had Outrun and you had Outrun Turbo in the arcade. Games like Cruising World, games like the Simpsons arcade game. I just want to talk about, like the history of the arcades, going out, going to a mall and, or just going to a straight up arcade, going in, putting a token in, a quarter in, and just playing your favorite game of all time, and I just remember that feeling. I used to love playing Pac-Man back in the day, Street Fighter 2, the World Warrior, Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, games like Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat 4, and the list goes on. It's just so many games people love, playing back in the day. I used to love going to the arcade, seeing a bunch of people, surrounded by one machine and, watching people play. I remember the excitement. You see like a crowd of people around the machine and you got these two players going head to head, playing Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. That feeling was just awesome and so unique. Like, it's not like that nowadays. It's not like that anymore. Some things just ain't like it used to be. Like the good old days of going to the arcade, playing your favorite game of all time, And then what was so cool is that if you will play a game, one of your favorites, let's say you'll play a game for the Sega Genesis that you have at home, or you play a game, for the Super Nintendo you have at home. Soon you go to the arcade and play that version. That version from the arcade looks so much better, the sound. Like, I used to love playing the X-Men arcade game, and I just want to make a shout out to my subscribers. And I just want to know, what was your favorite arcade games that you love going to play back in the day? What was your favorite moments? Was it Mortal Kombat? Was it Street Fighter? Was it the Simpsons arcade game? Was it like the racing games like Rush, Cruising World, Cruising USA, Outrun Turbo? It's just so many arcade games that I love to enjoy, that I really enjoyed. I love the Simpsons arcade game. Now, the Simpsons arcade game was also made by Konami. It was the same people that did the Turtles games back in the day, and I used to love playing the Simpsons arcade game. And you get to play as all the Simpsons. You get to play as Bart, Homer Simpson. You get to play as all of them. And I remember Bart, his weapon was a skateboard, and, I just remember playing it, and I remember it, it being funny. It's like they took sort of the comedy parts of the cartoon, but it was like a beat 'em up, which was really cool. And it was made by Konami. And I love also playing the Turtles arcade game. Like, they had the Turtles 2 arcade game, which they also had it for the NES, but for the arcade it looked so much better. Also, they had another Turtles game called Turtles in Time. That was in the arcade, and that was awesome too. I also liked the Super NES version of Turtles in Time, and it just brings back so many memories, talking about this, because this is something as a gamer that I miss. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people, from that generation that grew up, miss that nowadays too, because we don't have that anymore. We don't have arcades we don't have that anymore. We can just go out and just play a game. Now, They not, the arcades are not. Now, it ain't like that anymore. It ain't that much arcades around. Especially in this generation. But back in the 90s and even the 80s, we can just go and just play, like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong. You know what I mean? Like the classic games. Games like Terminator 2, Aliens, the arcade game. I remember they had a Michael Jackson game called Moonwalker. I don't know if a lot of people remember that, but I used to love playing that too. And I used to love playing Cruising World, Cruising USA. I love Cruising World. Yeah, but it's just a lot of games that I just miss. Going to the arcade and playing. I just miss that feeling. Going to an arcade, hearing that sound, hearing the music. I used to love hearing the arcade music, like the X-Men arcade game, Street Fighter. How it just used to just sound like surround sound. It used to sound really loud. I love that feeling, going to an arcade, especially interacting with people, which was really cool. Now you don't get that anymore, and I just want to make a video about this, about the good old days of being in an arcade, going to the arcade, putting your quarter in, being a kid, or a teenager, and just having fun, playing your favorite game, of all time, and I just want to make a shout out to my subscribers, and God bless you all. And I just want to do a video about this, about the good old days of the arcades, being young and going to the arcade, and I know I'm pretty sure a lot of us miss that, that feeling, going to the arcade, putting your quarter in, and having a blast, playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I used to love the X-Men arcade game because they had one of the biggest machines. When they had one when it was like they used two screens, and it was like so big that everybody can play. They made the machine so big that it was just, when everybody can play, it was just huge, They had a smaller version of the X-Men arcade machine, but they also had a really big one. And I never seen an arcade machine that big ever, because that game you could play as all the characters, what I mean? And I used to love that machine because you could play as all the characters, and it's just the good old days, the good times, I used to love going to Cheltenham Mall with my friend Duran and Spence, with my sister and with my brother, and we playing Street Fighter, we playing Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat 2, Street Fighter 2, and just having a blast, It was just the good old days, what I mean? Playing Dungeons and Dragons, playing Marvel vs. Capcom, it was just a lot of great games in the arcade, playing Tekken, playing Virtua Fighter 2, Virtua Fighter 3, Turtles in Time. I love playing Turtles in Time. Now, I used to go to this skating ring called WoW back in the day, and they used to have Turtles in Time, the arcade game. I used to love playing that, just as much as I used to love playing it for the Super Nintendo with my friend Spence, because my friend Spence had it for the Super Nintendo. But I used to also love going to the arcade, going to the WoW skating ring, because they had arcade machines, and I used to play Turtles in Time. And I used to love playing the X-Men arcade game. And I just had a blast. And I just want to make this video about this, y'all, to my subscribers. And I just want to know, what was your favorite moments? I'm just really curious about, I want to know, what was your favorite arcade game of all time, What was your favorite moments that you love and you enjoy from your childhood, So I really miss that feeling, it ain't like that now. Some things ain't just like it used to be, It's just not that feeling anymore, So you can't, in this day and age, you can't even barely find any arcades, anymore. So you just don't have that feeling, We just mostly be at home now. I remember people used to go out and out of their way, and people will go and play something, go to the arcade, get something to eat, come back and play again, go to the movies, and those were the good old days. Like after you done coming out the movies, you go and get you something to eat, and then you go and play. You go in the arcade and stay there all the way until it gets dark, and just play games. Man, that was the good old days, yo. I miss those times. And I just want to make this video about this because just been wanting to make it, for a while, about the good old days of the arcades, I remember playing Turtles 2, the arcade game. I also love playing the NES version, but the arcade version did look better, Like I remember Bebop and Rocksteady talking in the Turtles 2 arcade game. Like the graphics was better, updated than the NES version. The color was better. I have to say it was harder though. Like the bosses was harder, in the arcade. The NES version wasn't as hard, And just going to the arcade, playing Mortal Kombat, playing Mortal Kombat 2, playing Mortal Kombat 3, playing Mortal Kombat 4, playing Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate, those are the good old days, I just wanted to make this video about this, y'all, about the good old days of going to the arcade, putting your quarters in and just playing your favorite game all the time. Like I just missed that. I missed those, missed the good old days. I missed those times, especially the 90s. I miss that, I miss that, really, I do. To be able to go out and be able to find an arcade anywhere and just play your favorite game, I used to love playing that. I used to love playing Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, X-Men arcade game. I used to love with the X-Men arcade game, you was able to play as Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Dazzler, Storm, Colossus, and it was really cool because you was fighting the Brotherhood. You was fighting Magneto, the White Queen, the Blob, Pyro, It was really cool. And I used to love the music too. The theme, yeah. It was just epic how it used to come on, and I used to just love everything about the arcade, the music, just the sound, and just interacting with people, meeting new people, It's not like that anymore. Some things ain't just like it used to be, And I just want to make a shout out to my subscribers. And I just want to say God bless you all. And thank you so much.